So, in our universe, Destiny's story would win Game of the Year alone. I mean, it would knock any other game storyline out of its place. It would be the story. It would be the game story. It would top any Halo. It would top any Uncharted or Last of Us story. But of course, we live in this universe. So, Bungie, what happened?
I know what you're about to do. It's brave. There are enemies out here you would not believe. But they've never seen anything like you.
Hey everyone, what's up? I'm Kolton and today I get to finally review the game I've been waiting for over 2 years to review. Today I get to review Destiny, Bungie's newest title for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, and the PlayStation 3. So let's get into it, guys. So let's start off with the story. So as soon as you get in the story, we're met with 3 guys on Mars on present day, and they're walking around exploring Mars, and they find this huge orb which they call the Traveler. So basically now the humanity found the Traveler now strengthens humanity, and now aliens come in the picture and they threaten humanity, they damage the Traveler, and now humanity's gotta fight back and kill all the aliens before humanity goes extinct, because there's only one last surviving city on Earth, which the Traveler protects. Now, doesn't it sound like a great story? Yes, it kind of sounds like Halo. It should, because it's almost like Halo, because it's a Bungie game and they're known for Halo. But anyway, the story is not what you really expect. Now let me continue here. After that amazing cutscene, we find a ghost, a little light guy who that came from the Traveler. He's now on Russia on Earth, and he's looking for someone, and we're not sure who. And then he finds us, me, you, whatever, and he raises us from the dead, practically. I don't know how he can do that, but he can. So anyway, after we're risen from the dead, he tells us, hey, I've been looking for you. You've been dead a long time. And we're just okay with that. We're not freaked out at all. Surprisingly. He says we've been dead a long time, so we're gonna see things that we won't recognize. And really, I was expecting some kind of reaction from our guy, but not really. So now we carry on, and we're actually doing stuff in the mission. We get back to the tower, we find out a little bit more about the story, and then that's practically the whole story. We just go out from the Traveler and kill aliens until the very end. We killed aliens. That's basically it, because to tell you the truth, guys, I can't tell you really what we're supposed to be doing in the story without killing aliens. Who are these aliens? I know they're called the Fallen, but why exactly are they trying to attack the Traveler? And why exactly are they interested in us in the first place? And why are they on these different planets? The Moon, Mars, Venus. How they get there and why? None of this is explained in the actual game. Now, I'm sure there's somewhere on Destiny Wikipedia where you can find out all this stuff, but in the game, no, there's nothing like that. Absolutely nothing. And by the time you get to the end of the story, you're just left disappointed. I wasn't that disappointed because I didn't buy this game for the story. I bought this game for the multiplayer experience and the co-op and the fire teams and play with people, go on strikes and the raid and all that stuff. But again, I was also really a little disappointed about the story because it's a Bungie game and it should be a great story. But by the time I got to the end, I found out, well, I knew really, but I just left with the feeling all these bosses, even the last boss, does the same thing. It's just wasn't what expected, and the story alone, it won't win Game of the Year. This storyline won't even satisfy most of us Bungie fans. And believe me, I'm a huge Bungie fan. That's why the story just wasn't that exciting to me. Now, let's talk about the multiplayer, which I'll be splitting up here in like really two parts. First will be PvP, person versus person. So, or player versus player, whatever you want to call it. So, basically this is called the Crucible. You got about 5 playlists. You got Control, which is domination, where you go in, you can try to take over 3 points. The team that controls the most points for the most time wins. And the second one would be Clash, which is Team Deathmatch. The next one would be Skirmish, which were basically it's Team Deathmatch, but you can revive your teammates. And there's Salvage, which is kind of like a smaller version of Domination, where you take control of 1 point and try to keep it, make sure the enemy does not deactivate it. And the last one would be Rumble, which is of course free-for-all. Now the Crucible is basically where I spend all my time because I just like destroying other players. I'm sorry, it's just the satisfaction of dominating players with my supercharge and weapons. It's just a lot of fun to me. And of course the other part of multiplayer is of course PvE, which includes the strikes, the raid, the co-op, where you can do co-op missions in the missions with other people, so you can bring 2 other players with you in these story missions and be it like that. Or if you want to be alone with, you can do it by yourself. So the next thing I want to talk about is, of course, the visuals. The graphics in this game scream next gen. This game looks fantastic in 1080p on the PlayStation 4 and 1080p on the Xbox One. The visuals are amazing. I mean, there's times on the moon where it's like, oh my gosh, just look at all the detail. Even on the Earth, like, oh my gosh, look at all the detail. Even on Venus and Mars. Of course, Mars is mostly all just red, so there's not that much detail. But Venus, the moon, and Earth, it looks amazing. Amazing. The visuals just look so fantastic. And the way the detail of the skybox looks when you're on the moon, it's just spectacular. Spectacular. Now the next thing I want to talk about is gameplay. How good is this gameplay? The gameplay is awesome. A lot of it plays like Halo, and some of it does play like Call of Duty, because Activision and Bungie working together, yeah, you would expect both aspects of those games in this game. The controls feel great. I mean, it feels just perfect the way you do your things. I mean, you can change up the controls if you don't like the way it actually feels. The sensitivity, the way you fire a weapon, all that good stuff. You can change it. A lot of people have been saying you can't change it, but obviously they didn't look in the settings. Obviously. But again, the controls feel great. Actually feels like you are really kind of shooting the weapon, but virtually, but not really. But still it feels great. The way you're playing it, the way you move, the way you jump, the way you attack. It all feels great. So Bungie really put a lot of work and effort into that. So definitely props up to them. It feels like I was playing Halo / Call of Duty again. More on the Halo side than Call of Duty. Now let's talk about the problems. Oh, you guys thought the story was just my problem. There are some problems in here that I'm not mad about anymore because Bungie is finally fixing them, but nevertheless, I'm still gonna talk about it right now. Now, part of this goes with story and multiplayer alike, so let's just say you completed a story mission and you completed a multiplayer match. At the end of those matches or story, you could get great stuff. And it's a, kind of a Vegas slot machine thing. It's a guess. It's like a lucky guess where you're gonna get. You can get a legendary item, you can get a rare item, or you could just get a regular item. So your chances of getting a legendary item is very slim, but most of the time it gives you crap. But here's the one thing that gets really annoyed. Usually, the worst player who does the worst in a match or in a story mission gets the best stuff. And the people who are on top get nothing. And I mean nothing. They don't even get a dumb little rifle that they could never use. They get zip. But of course, Bungie is going to fix that, so I'm not really mad about that anymore. But still, right now, it is a problem. The next problem in this game, which Bungie is fixing, but is still a problem right now, is the Cryptar. Now, throughout the game, you do get engrams. Now, these engrams come in blue and legendary. The green ones you don't encode, they just come just like that in your inventory. But the blue ones and the purple, which are the legendary, you have to go to the Cryptar to encode. Now, this is one thing that gets people so upset. It doesn't matter if you could turn in a blue engram and get a green item, which pisses people off, like me. If I get a blue engram, I expect to get a rare item. But what really pisses people off, me too, if you turn in a legendary engram, you could get a rare item. That pisses me off. If I turn in a legendary engram, I expect to get a legendary item. Now look, again, I'm not pissed off at this anymore because Bungie is fixing it, and thank you, Bungie, for fixing that. And one more thing with the Cryptar. There are times where you will turn in legendary engrams. They will give you legendary stuff for the other class. Yeah. You may turn in stuff. Okay, let me give an example here. I'm a warlock in Destiny. I turn in a legendary engram, and it gives me a legendary helmet for a Titan or Hunter class. Yeah, so to use that, I'm gonna have to make another character, wait until I level up to level 20, and then I can use that helmet. Yeah, I have about 3 or 4 legendary items that I can't use in my vault right now until I make another character, which I haven't yet. But still, Bungie's fixing it, but still right now, it is a problem. And one of the last problems I want to talk about, which will be hopefully fixing over the next 10 years, is the lack of story content. Now, after completing the last story mission in this game, we all know this is not the last story mission. There's more story missions to come out in December and sometime next year. This story is not done yet. Bungie has cut out story missions that really are important to tell us, because right now we're left with the feeling, what the heck is going on? Why in the world is everything acting like this? Just so they can make more money. Now, I don't blame Bungie for this part. I blame Activision for this. Activision, you know, love DLC. They just love that cash now, don't they? They love microtransactions, but of course Bungie said no microtransactions. No. No. So I'm sure Bungie really fought Activision to try and get them to put the whole complete story in there, but Activision's like, no. We're taking that out, we're taking this out, we're taking that out, and you can just put them in your expansion packs. There you go. So overall, guys, Destiny is not a bad game at all. If you're getting this game expecting it to be a full MMO game, now, something I did not clarify on, which I should have earlier, this game is not an MMO. Bungie never said this Destiny was going to be an MMO first-person shooter game. Never said it. They said this is a first-person shooter with MMO aspects. With just some things that feel like an MMO. It's not an MMO. Okay? We good? Good. And of course, communicating with the other players on the Destiny servers is also pretty cool. Of course, you can't chat with anyone in the tower yet, but Bungie's still working out those communication problems because the game is rated T, so they don't want anyone cursing anyone else out at the tower. So they are working that out right now, but still, you can just mute the guy if he's cursing you out. I mean, that's what you can do in Halo, but of course, Halo's M-rated game, this is a T-rated game, so I'm sure there's more rules for a T-rated game than there is for M-rated game. So anyway, Bungie's still working out, and that will be coming in a later patch. Of course, the other problems I mentioned will be fixed in a later patch, and the raid, which I didn't really mention earlier in my review when I got to the PvE parts, the raid is really hard, so if you really want to do the raid, you better get 6 people, or 5 other people, including 6 people, including yourself, up really high in ranking, like level 27, 28 before you do the raid, because the raid is really hard. But, other than that, guys, Destiny is great. Plus the raids and PvP and PvE. It all feels great to me. Of course, I do not buy this game for the story missions. No, I didn't buy it for the story at all. I played the story hoping it would be really good like Halo, but after playing the beta, Destiny beta back in July, and played some of the story missions, I really didn't care about the story anymore, because I knew, okay, this is how they're going to play the story. Alright, it's not really the way I pictured the story, but I'm more interested in the multiplayer now than the story. So that was all to cover, guys. So my final rating for Destiny is a 4 out of 5 for a must-buy on any system that you might own, which is a Xbox One, PS4, PS3, or Xbox 360. Yeah, I mean, sure, DLC is coming and more story missions will come, so you will be able to actually find out more about what the heck is going on. But if you're buying this game for the story alone, no. Back off, people. It's not worth the 60 bucks if you're buying this game alone. Now, if you want to buy this for the multiplayer aspect, then yeah, you're going to be in for a fun time. It's a lot of fun taking people out in this game. But if you're buying this for the MMO because you believe this game is MMO, no. Save your money. This is a first-person shooter with MMO aspects. Just the feeling of MMO. It's not MMO. Not MMO. And believe me, if this game did not come with the Crucible or the raids or the strikes, this game would be getting a lower rating from me. Probably a 2 out of 5. So, the raids and the strikes and the Crucible saved this game for me. So that's about all for this review, guys. So if you play Destiny, are you going to get Destiny? Are you not going to get Destiny? Whatever you do, guys, comment below and let me know. And also, do you think this game has the potential to win Game of the Year or not? Is there another game you think that might win Game of the Year? Also, comment below and let me know. And of course, as always, guys, bringing you guys to Word Entertainment. I'm Kolton. If you like this video, make sure to smack that like button. Be sure to follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and check out my website. All links are in the description below. And of course, as always, guys, if you want to see more, click right here to see more. And I'll heart you guys next time.
What's with these guys with shotgun happy? I heard another shotgun. He just got killed by a shotgun.